Hello everybody, I am the Linkzilla, and welcome back to Dad of War, God of Boy, whatever you want to call this game. I cannot believe that I actually did that twice in a row. But anyways, when we last left off, we had basically come across a dragon that was chained up, and it turns out that dragon is the keeper of a vault that Sindir had us look for. It's one of the favors quested of him. But I said that I would go back and recheck some of the things to see if I could basically find some things that I missed or get some lines of dialogue, particularly in certain areas. So I basically decided to go back, and I realized that yeah, I'm actually missing a whole lot of stuff, and this could be my last opportunity to explore the area in order before I end up not being able to go back anymore. You notice down there in that river, that dock is where we originally disembarked on a boat. And I'm basically when we came back here, I was wondering why couldn't we have docked there and come up the way that we had before. Well, you notice the river is gone. That's basically just river bed down there. The world serpent. He's displacing so much water. All the water in
This looks interesting.
all the water in here runs from the Lake of the Nine, and he's displacing all of it. So the more he moves, the more water is going to get displaced. What looks interesting, boy? Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've done everything that we can do down there. But anyways, that's what inspired me to go back and explore the Lake of the Nine, because now I'm basically realizing that when we talk to Jormungandr and get him to move again, he's probably going to displace a whole lot more water, and, well, we're not going to be able to reach those sections of the lake anymore, so this could be my last chance. Anyway, I suddenly had a thought about thinking about Jormungandr displacing all the water in the lake, if that's the water that runs and feeds into these rivers. Perhaps him sleeping down there is more or less an altruistic move. He's basically causing the waters to rise, and he's causing the rivers to actually flow. Therefore, he's providing not just easy transportation for all the people that live in this area who basically want to travel by boat, but he's also basically providing water for them. If you basically can ignore the fact that there's a giant snake living in those waters. But I digress. There was a whole lot more dialogue to be found if you basically take the boat instead of just teleporting to Brock's shop. So, let's do it.
So, Mimir, why did Freya spin your face?
No. Speak of Baldur. He claims nothing harms him.
Aye, Baldur is blessed with invulnerability to all threats, physical or magical.
Boasting of a god. Everyone has a weakness.
Not him, I'm afraid. Baldur is blessed with invulnerability to all threats, physical or magical.
You just said that, Mimir.
Did I?
What is the source of this power?
Well, as I recall, it involved, a spell?
Mimir?
Parts of my brain must still be coming back to life. Just need a moment to finish waking up.
Hope he's not broken.
This is the only thing disappointing, because effectively the tunnel takes us underneath the path instead of over the path. So, where's their home? Entrance to the hidden chamber. Yep, there's Fafnir's horde. Their home has to be somewhere within this circle because it's protected. But I'm not seeing it anywhere on the map. Did I somehow not get the map? Boat dock, the Iron Cave, the Isle of Death. I'm guessing that these are treasure markers, the treasure maps that we found. The Mulfheim Tower. That's where we're going next. I'm sure of it. No, those indicate boat docks, but I might as well go check them out. Oh, and before I talk to the snake and get him to move the bridge, make sure that I basically check out the runes that are somewhere. Holy, look at that. I can't zoom in anymore, but you see those on the map? Those look like rib bones. It's a rib cage right there. Still, it is a shame that even though Jormungandr is clearly cutting through the path here, we can't walk that path in order to walk over his snout, because that's the entrance to the Witch's Cave. So, in that where we started chasing the boar, that would mean that we got all turned around at some point. I have no idea what's going on. But at least the map is marking out all these hidden chambers of Odin. I do not know. Boy. Well, you gonna say something? God, I really hope I haven't broken the game.
That's some statue. Who built it, you think?
I do not know.
There we go. I do not know. Man, kid, your dad could tell you some stories about statues that he's seen. I mean, some of them were so real, they practically came to life.
Mimir, we're in the lake.
Perfect. Dock us near the bridge.
Yeah, we're gonna take a pass on that. And you're gonna tell the kid a story. Particularly about Freya and her beef with you.
Mimir, you never did tell me why Freya spit in your face.
Well, she blames me in large measure for her present circumstances, and not totally without reason. It all goes back to the long war between the Aesir and Vanir. Prior to that, wars for the Aesir were easily won, but the Vanir had proved their equal and exacted devastating damage. Both sides suffered tremendous losses, and for many of us, quite frankly, war was simply no fun anymore, but a rather senseless waste of precious life. Wouldn't you agree, brother? Precisely. Enough was enough. And at last, Odin's most brilliant advisor became determined to find a more enlightened path. He set about to broker a peace between the gods. It took some convincing, but ultimately Odin was persuaded to marry his deadliest enemy, a certain Vanir goddess, legendary not only for her fertile beauty, but her genius at the very Vanir magic that Odin had long aspired to master.
Freya married Odin? What was in it for her?
It was a sacrifice to protect her people, a selfless act of love. Truly, she deserves better than she got. But of course, there's more to that story.
So that's why Frigga not only hates Mimir, but also why she has a grudge against the Aesir. For one thing, she, as the leader of the Vanir, they were enemies of the Aesir. But after a long and violent conflict, they decided to broker peace with an arranged marriage. The arranged marriage between herself and Odin. And I gotta imagine that...
Here?
Shipwreck.
Well, yeah. I wonder why it crashed.
It's a shame that you can't use your weapons while on a boat. Even though that's what basically started all this. I remember crashing into something out here that gave me some gold. Remember watching that bird's shadow. Well, anyway, I guess that's basically why she hates Odin, because, well, she was probably stuck in that sham of a marriage for a while.
I see some loot up there.
Where? More hack silver.
I can't believe Odin and Freya were ever married.
Love and hate are more closely intertwined than you might imagine. For instance, Odin hates the giants and they him. But Thor's own mother was the giantess Björgun, one of Odin's great loves.
So Thor's half god and half giant? Weird.
Once Björgun was gone, lonely ages passed for Odin. And as war with the Vanir raged, I could see what he really wanted beneath his bluster. And after no small amount of convincing, Freya agreed. For a while there, he really turned on the charm. He seemed happy. He seemed interested in making her happy. He granted her so many wishes I can scarcely recall them all. The peace held, and I truly believed all had worked out better than I could have planned. But Odin's true face showed itself again in the end. Oh, he won Freya's trust, and she taught him some of her Vanir magic, another choice she would live to bitterly regret. Sadly, despite his wise counsellors' best efforts to persuade him that peace was the only true path to stave off Ragnarok, Odin never let go of his obsession with Jotunheim. The taste of Vanir magic led him to new forms of experimentation and new levels of depravity.
So that's it, huh? And Mimir was the one who basically thought of this brilliant idea. But even though it seems like Odin initially tried when the marriage started out, it seems like he was after the Vanir's form of magic. Oh god, I really hope that I didn't make a mistake. The Witch of the Woods was the goddess Freya the whole time? No wonder she's so good at magic. Father really got mad at her when he found out that He always tells me that the gods are nothing but trouble, and Freya's always been nice to us. Maybe not all gods are bad? We found this strange man trapped in a tree at the summit of the mountain. His name is Mimir, and he calls himself the smartest man alive. Or he did, until Father chopped off his head. The Witch of the Woods, who was actually the goddess Freya this whole time, was just able to resurrect him, and now we're taking him to talk to the World Serpent. Mimir says Jormungandr is the only giant left in Midgard who knows the secret runes to Jotunheim. It's kind of weird talking to a reanimated head, but it's nice to have someone to talk to. Aha, here's what I'm looking for. Dang it! Sorry about that, folks. Just had to take a pause when I noticed something off in the distance and realized that I had forgotten to do something before starting this recording. So I had to go take care of that real quick, and we are basically picking up relatively close to where we left off. Mimir just finished telling the story about how Odin basically started off in the marriage, treating Freya right, making her happy, but his obsession with waging war on Jotunheim basically revealed his true nature, and him wanting to be with Freya just to get hands on her Vanir magic. So he began to experiment with what he could do. Now,
Hey, we can dock here.
yeah, we can dock here. This was the reason that I decided to do this, because here we've got some things that we can do. And some music.
Hey, look. A torch.
A torch is built with wood. That is a brazier.
A brazier. Looks like there's something written on it. Want me to read it?
This fallen soldier doesn't have any loot with him. More of that molten gold, but I don't see one of those red torches that I can use to blow it up. Alright, boy, read it.
Boy.
Sir. Kveikja.
Ready, boy? Oh, that's one down.
Nightmare! What awful pass!
Mommy, we coming fire! Let me go! Father! Help me! Let me go!
Watch your back!
At the ready!
Good back, boy!
Can't beat us.
Well fought, you two.
What is that?
A spirit.
It's talking to us.
And it hears you as well. Don't be shy now.
More nightmares. These nightmares come after me and try to take me out of the fight, but Father can stop them. Hopefully he will.
You're dead?
You're very perceptive and reckless. Take caution when lighting these braziers. Sather and Hellwalkers will swarm to the flames like moths. I assume we have you to thank for freeing us from a watery grave.
Us?
other spirits. The Lake of Nine is full of them. Most are able to move on from this realm, but we, lucky few, are stuck here in Midgard until our affairs are in order. Perhaps you can help them as well.
We have no desire to help you, Spirit.
Ah, but you already have. I only wished to see the sky again. Farewell.
So that gives us a versatile warrior's pommel for the axe. But unfortunately, the one that I basically already have is, well, it's much better. So I'm glad that we helped that guy out, but I basically can't justify taking the loss.
Whoa, he disappeared.
Come, let us not be distracted.
But we set that guy to peace, and I guess we can be happy about that. Just moments away from salvation. Poor bastards. Holy crap, we're underneath him. Is there any way through? The Iron Cove. Kratos, can't you throw the kid over the top or something? Well, looks like that's all we can do for right now, boy. Let's go to the next one.
So, I guess we should keep an eye out for other spirits.
What did I say about distractions?
But it sounds like they needed help.
They are spirits, boy. Dead things. They have no needs, only wants.
It feels wrong to ignore them.
We will get over these feelings.
Mom would have wanted to help them.
What was that, boy?
Nothing.
I thought as much.
I thought as much. I mean, I say that Kratos deep down is a good man, but that doesn't mean that he's an altruistic man.
Okay. Obviously the marriage to Odin didn't last. But how did Frey end up a hermit in the woods?
Oh, that was a singular piece of cruelty, even for Odin. As if the marriage wasn't punishment enough. Freya was better to him than he deserved. She stuck it out through all manner of indignity, all in the name of maintaining peace and safety for her people. But Odin's madness, his tyranny, his corruption of her magics, it became more than she could stomach, and at long last she broke it off. Odin's wrath was fierce, and his curses upon her were more than she dared to fear.
But her magic was so much stronger than his.
After so much time together, he knew her vulnerabilities, and exploited them to craft curses she could never break.
Oh, like not being able to leave Midgard.
Worse still, he robbed her of her warrior spirit. Freya cannot fight, even to defend herself. No living thing may she harm by blade nor spell. In a world this belligerent, what choice does she have but isolation?
Poor Freya. I guess if I was her, I'd spit in your face too.
Aye, lad. So would I.
The world serpent's even over here. I told you he's big.
I mean, all this time I've basically been shipping Freya with Kratos because she seems kind of like that tough, no-nonsense kind of woman that a Spartan man like Kratos would immediately be attracted to. But I guess the idea that she can't fight even to defend herself, and maybe that's probably the brakes on it. The Isle of Death. Boy, stay close. This has bad idea written all over it. Oh. I guess not. I guess we'll have to come back here once Jormungandr moves.
Hey, it's another brazier.
I suppose you wish to light it.
Can I?
I suppose you wish to light it. Kratos. Look, I don't hold it against Kratos because I ultimately understand how he was raised, the way that Sparta was. Basically, like, you're not, Spartans are not altruistic. They mostly, their entire society was basically pretty much what they could do for themselves. Don't get me wrong, it made them strong, but it didn't exactly make them the friendliest of neighbors. They basically had enemies surrounding on all sides of basically like every other nation that was currently in Greece pretty much hated them. And their society basically didn't exactly have commerce the way that we know it. They mostly just traded in things like livestock. So basically, when times got hard in Sparta, was not a good time. All that for a bit of hack silver.
One more for the collection.
Or not. Another ship's head. I suppose you wish to light it. Alright, boy.
Boy,
Yes, sir. Kavakia. Hellwalker! Look up!
Never seen one of those before. They look like they walked.
I don't believe it. Are you both alive?
That was easy.
Another spirit.
yes, another spirit.
Hello.
I can't remember the last time I saw something walk these islands that wasn't dead or corrupted.
What do you mean?
The desolation, child. Plagues this land, growing more severe with each passing winter.
Do you know its cause?
Not for certain, but I suspect the appearance of the World Serpent, along with the great flood that followed. Many were drowned, myself among them. The dead began to walk not long after.
Do you need anything from us?
Boy,
I only wish to speak to someone again. A wish you have just granted. Thank you.
You see, Kratos, these guys aren't asking much. Corrupted Remnant, legendary. Mystic Remnant of a soul lost at sea. Used to upgrade the versatile warrior's handle. Unfinished business. 2 of 4. There are only 2 left? Huh. If basically all 4 of these guys give me things that can upgrade the versatile warrior's handle, maybe, just maybe. But then again, I guess I am gonna have to go talk to a dwarf in order to get that done for me. I can't use these zip lines yet, probably because there's no return trip. So you remember when I said that I thought that maybe Jormungandr nesting here was somewhat semi-altruistic? Well, maybe that was a bit premature, considering that this guy and apparently others pretty much drowned when he flooded this place. Hey, I didn't even notice this. An ancient chest covered by these brambles. What can I use to burn them? What kind of magic spell to use? Target sighted. So that's two that I know where they are. One flying around there. Another over at that shipwreck. And the third over by the ore statues. I suppose you wish to light it. This looks like something Kratos should be able to interact with. Let's go, boy.
Boy, what did I tell you about offering help?
Don't.
Correct.
But can't we
This
just...
is not a debate. You must learn focus. Our journey need be your only concern.
But what if they can help us? That one seemed to know a little about the lake.
And how does that help us with our goal?
We won't know unless we ask.
I don't like that. I have a feeling that the game programmers did that intentionally. Well, of course, everything that they've done is...
The mirror. There was a shrine about a giant lady with lots of books and visions.
Ah, that would be Groa, the Knowledge Keeper. She was a gifted sorceress who gathered every tome of arcane wisdom she could find in the realms, all in the hopes of augmenting her powers of prophecy, that she might find her lost husband, Arvandil. But it was not her husband she would glimpse in her visions, for it was Groa, seeing longer and farther than any before or since, who witnessed Ragnarok, the end and the beginning. When Odin caught word of her ultimate prophecy, he maneuvered to obtain her knowledge and hoard it for himself. Groa knew Odin as a long-time patron of her services, and so she welcomed him into her library as a friend. What she did not know is that Odin himself was behind her husband's disappearance, having used his enchantments to conceal his death at Thor's hands from her sight. Smiling, jealous Odin took her by the throat, and with his very hands he stole her library and her life for his own.
I always knew Odin was bad. That's just...
Ruthless, barbaric, heartless? That's Odin.
Groa. A giant sorceress and a powerful seer slain by Odin. Called the Knowledge Keeper, Groa was the first to have a vision of Ragnarok. She trusted Odin as a friend. Bad idea.
In fact, we would do well to sit here in silence for the next few moments and reflect on Odin's capacity for cruelty.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Especially since...
And so...
Reflect longer.
What I was initially saying is that the game developers, I think, put Kratos commenting on we have no intention of helping you, and how he doesn't want to help all the spirits in the lake, because they want to basically crush any kind of notion that Kratos is, well, altruistic. They seem to basically want to keep putting out the impression that Kratos is still a bad person, I guess. But anyways, if you basically have Kratos going around doing all these altruistic things, the player can immediately begin to see that Kratos does have a willing streak of altruism to him. So, great. Well, this is a boat dock, isn't it? Where can I... just run it around. Over here. Your turn. Mine. Little one's tough customer.
No match for us.
No, they are not. There's the third one. Man, we were coming across these a lot faster than I thought we would. But anyways, because in the previous God of War games, Kratos could do bad, like basically dropping the sea captain down the Hydra's throat when he really didn't have to, but Kratos can actually do just as much good as well, so... Huh. Oh, shit. This is gonna be...
I don't know what we're still doing here. Fiesta!
Dang it. Damn, I'm good.
Now where should we go?
Boy, just get your britches undone. We're here for loot and lore, and because I want to have some fun playing this game. And we're gonna help out.
Well,
Well, what?
the brazier?
If you must.
If you must. You see, Kratos isn't stopping him. I honestly think that if Kratos literally was basically like so against them helping out these spirits, he would literally completely forbid Atreus from interacting with them. And yet he's letting the kid make his own choice here.
Here. Boy.
Kvekia.
The elk. I can't break that one. Come here. Kind of scary sometimes. Kid, you have no idea.
I did okay. Yeah?
Well done, boys. Never thought I'd see a scrap like that again.
Let me guess, you wanted to witness a fight.
What do you want?
To thank you. These dead reavers drowned me many winters ago. And I've been itching to see them get theirs.
Yep.
So you died after all the flooding?
Indeed. I came to the Lake of Nine to pillage Tyr's temple. but I underestimated the severity of the desolation.
Have you seen other men? Living? A bearded one with tattoos.
Only the one standing in front of me. Thank you both for avenging my death. Useless.
Corrupted remnant.
Well, we can't expect them all to know something useful.
The soul lost at sea. You see, I get the versatile warrior's handle, and then I start getting upgrades for it. So, I'm pretty sure that, well, once I have it fully upgraded, it's gotta be worth something. Besides, it's clear that at this point in the game, I was supposed to come here much earlier, because Kratos is still asking about Baldur without using his name.
Ooh, good find.
Alright, that's 3, and with the ones I'm gonna find over there, I'm pretty sure that makes about 4. Boy. Symbol of perseverance. Back to the boat.
Maybe the next one will have more information.
Keep your expectations low, boy. Spirits are rarely useful.
How do they even exist?
When you sever a man from his life, it is not always a clean cut.
So you've met other spirits?
Yes. Many.
What were they like?
Annoying.
Kratos. I do wonder, though, should I continue exploring the outer rim of the lake, or should I check out Fafnir? Because, let's see. Fafnir's Horde. Should I go there first without finding Fafnir himself?
I have a
I
question.
have an answer.
If Ymir was the first giant, where did he come from?
In the beginning, there was Ganungagop, the Great Void. There were no realms yet, only primordial forces. There was fire, and there was ice. And there in the void they met and produced
Water?
more than water. The mystic lifeblood of something entirely new. From this water, Ymir took form and became a being of pure creation and chaos, mother and father to all that came after.
Even the Aesir?
Aye. Every god, man, and beast came first from Ymir's flesh. Though it was the Aesir who thought themselves so superior that they should hold dominion over the rest of creation. It was Odin who took arms against his creator and spilled Ymir's lifeblood with his spear. A necessary evil, he would say, to bring order to the realms. From Ymir's torn flesh, Odin would fashion the realm of Midgard for his own. Called himself All-Father, as if he was the creator, and not the creator's destroyer. A small...
So, Ymir came from fire and ice, and all lands and creatures came from his flesh, including the Aesir, who then slew him to create order. In other words, to take control. The first giant was Odin's first victim.
Covetous tyrant!
Ymir?
Huh? Oh. Sorry, my boy. You know, I think it best we just end it there, actually.
Did that fish just jump out of the water? Cool. I had a thought, but I don't know where it went. I was gonna ask a question, but maybe your story went on a little too long. What was I going to ask? Come on, brain. Think about it. Oh yeah, now I really wasn't gonna ask a question. I was just gonna pose a hypothesis. You guys remember in the last video when I basically went over how Kratos feels about Baldur boasting about how he can't feel pain?
Beach over here.
You guys remember that, right? Basically, like, what I basically meant by all that is that Kratos exists in a world where the gods of Olympus can in fact be killed. Dang it. They got away. He lives in a world where the gods of Olympus can be killed, despite the fact that they boast that they are the immortal
Treasures from 4 different realms. Do you think that Fafnir went to Alfheim too?
I do not know.
Aren't you curious? He sounds interesting.
We go to the storeroom to collect anything useful for our journey, not to learn more about the dwarf.
Fafnir was a rather interesting fellow, little brother. Perhaps I'll tell you a story one day.
Anyway, what was I saying? He exists in a world where gods of Olympus, they claim to be immortal, unkillable, untouchable, and yet he gained the power to kill them. So, it's like I basically was saying, the gods of Olympus, especially in the God of War franchise, they didn't do anything that they actually claimed to do apart from defeating the Titans. But they don't actually control the forces of nature, nor do they create them.
There sure is a lot to see here.
They hold the forces of nature to a leash. Zeus doesn't create lightning out of nothing. He holds the lightning back from running rampant. The same thing with Poseidon and the seas. The moment that Poseidon dies, the full force of the ocean was unleashed, and Greece was flooded. So, in this sense, Odin, who claims to be All-Father, creator of all, and basically wanting to create order from the 9 realms, he's the one who killed the guy who originally created all of it, so that he could then take control. Because it's really all about control, isn't it?
Now where should we go?
We're looting right now, boy. I really hope I'm not making a mistake. Well, we would have definitely had to... The dwarf? Here? You've got to be kidding. Well, here's another travel point.
Just make sure you watch each other's backs in the storeroom. Wouldn't want to lose my loyal customers.
Why are you here?
Hey, Sindri. Have you met Mimir?
If you mean the severed head that keeps blinking at me, please, keep it away. There is no possible way that's hygienic.
Oh, that's nice. Lovely to see you too, Sindri. Knob.
Wait for it.
Why? Is that a piece of my braided mistletoe arrow adorning your quiver strap?
A little memento of your good pal, Sindri? I'm so terribly touched.
Dwarf, I've got some things that I can use upgraded. So,
Let's get to it.
let's see. Chest armor, axe pommel. Curved grip restoration.
I don't know what we're still doing.
I don't know either, boy. Just bear with me.
Well, if you don't need it, don't buy it.
Maybe I need to equip it. Okay, so that's equipped.
I always say, not.
God damn it, why can't I remember what it's friggin' called?
Or, never mind then.
Versatile Warrior's Handle. Say it with me now. Versatile Warrior's Handle.
So what brings you around, friends?
Versatile Warrior's Handle. Oh, this is the craft section. Alright. Hack silver and...
Now where should we go?
Have fun meeting out righteous fury.
Let's try it again.
Can I just say, it's a sad day for your enemies.
Now let's compare. Oh, it looks like it actually might be doing better. Sure, I basically get better vitality and better luck and strength, but I'm taking a loss on runic, defense, and cooldown. And you know how much I love cooldown. Do I have better wrist bracers yet?
Now where do we go from here?
You know what? I've definitely got a whole lot of hack silver. Is there anything I can do for the kid?
Yes, my young man?
Can't upgrade to level 5 yet, but that is a nice looking bow.
And we're back to you.
Can't upgrade the quiver. Still don't have that frozen flame. Do I have a resurrection stone? Yep. Superior resurrection stone. Alright. Let's sell.
Where were you even carrying those?
Where were you even carrying those? Where'd you get those? Where was she keeping them? Wow. That thing is basically 10 times what I paid for the other one. Or, well, 5 times what I paid for it. 5 times what I got for it, selling to Sindir. Okay, a magical stone that revives creatures from death. Large amount of health. Yep.
I wish Mom were here.
I wish she was here too, boy. Let's see. Really sucks that this armor isn't as good as the one that I'm currently wearing.
I wish Mom were here.
Alright.
Was there something else?
I really hope I know what I'm doing, because I don't. I mean, do we go in there and get the whetstone, or do we go and free him first? I didn't break anything, did I? I mean, I hear something breaking, but I don't see Kratos breaking anything, so then what made that noise? Boy, stop getting ahead. Man, I am rolling in them today.
Father, look up there.
Reavers.
Uh-oh. They must have gotten here first.
Boy. Don't go getting too far.
Now where do we go from here?
Well, we've got some friends up ahead. Let's go say hello, shall we?
Take that, Roger! Behind you! Incoming fire! I'll lock it down! Looks like we got them all.
Locked. Find another entrance.
That sounded more like he was talking to me than he was talking to the boy. sarcophagus. You stay down there, boy. Yep, I'm getting more world serpent scales, so that's one thing. Should be able to craft...
Are we lost? Nah.
Should be able to craft something good once I get enough of them. So where did I find that chest? Got a bit turned around during the fight. And everything kind of looks the same here.
What's that?
It's what? Where are you, boy? Ah, there's the chest. Yay, more world serpent scales. There you are. Alright. Of course.
Look up there.
What's the third one? Wait a second, is that? I thought that these things would be harder to find. Good boy. The third one would have to be close by because these seals are temporary. Therefore, it has to be in a place where I can hit it. And there's Jormungandr again. But I wonder... No, I don't think that I can line them up. At least not cleanly.
What's that?
They're seals, boys. Where was the third one? Maybe I'm spending too much time looking up. Maybe I need to look down.
What's that up there?
That depends, boy. What are you looking at? In fact, where the heck are you?
Whoa.
I'm really hoping that this locked door means that we need to free Fafnir first. Oh, I've got a bad feeling.
What's that?
What is what? Seriously, kid, if you're looking at the same things I am, then it's fairly obvious what those are. If you really want to help me find the third one.
What's that? Fiesta!
Aha. Just when I was about to give up hope. Hey boy, you ever heard of Quasimodo? No? That's too bad. The name rings a bell.
Fiesta!
So that is cheating, game. Basically putting it in a position where you can't see all three at once.
There's something up there.
Yeah, I'm aiming for it.
What's that?
Got it. I tell you guys, if every single man in the world had a fraction of the determination that Kratos does, we would, as a species, we would never encounter any problems.
Hey, check this out.
Can't believe I'm going through all this effort for a side quest that's literally a favor for a dwarf. And ironically, it's the dwarf that I don't like all that much. I mean, so, no offense to Sindir fans out there, but I think that Brock is really the more entertaining. I mean, in Norse mythology, who ever heard of a dwarf that was a germaphobe? Well, I like to think that that's proof positive that the ones that cast those big shadows are in fact Odin's. basically why I was stopping constantly in the lake whenever I saw a shadow pass over me. Fafnir's Horde. Favors. Help Sindri find Fafnir's whetstone. We made it inside the storeroom, but all the rooms are locked. Seems Fafnir was pretty paranoid about people just stealing his stuff. Although, I guess since we're here to steal his stuff, he had a reason to be. Hopefully Sindri's entry stone will unlock the first room. Wait, what? Yep, this was the way in, and now it's the way out. Good thing that the door seems to be unlocked. I'm guessing that that was a booby trap. I really hope I'm not making a mistake here.
Here. Boy.
Another treasure map.
Another map. Great.
Don't blink. My journey will be long and I can only carry the essentials. I leave possessions under the watchful eye of the face of stone until I return. A legendary enchantment. A glacial cataclysm. 2 solid steel.
Looks like the Reavers made it inside. I hope they didn't take all the treasure.
If they did, we'll just have to get it back from them. So that bridge... Wait, that's the way that we came in. Open sesame. Maybe Fafnir will unlock the other doors for us when...
This one! Faster!
I felt that one, brother.
Alright, you guys like fire? Try some of this! That's what your mother said to me when I grew the beard.
Just some stupid pots. And Draugr. No magical treasure. And no what's...
Your expectations low, boy, and you will never be disappointed.
God, I really hope that that's not the whetstone. Because I really want to have come all this way for something that changes up from where I left off.
I think this is something...
But I can't believe that Kratos literally used that whole keep your expectations low and you'll never be disappointed thing. An entry stone? Dang it. This means that we can unlock another section. I don't want to continue here. I want to leave and have to come back. Can't believe that I said that. I want to have to leave so that I can come back here later, hopefully with the help of a dragon. I really gotta try that.
They caught you off guard.
I wasn't expecting them.
Exactly.
I really gotta try that execution where I basically knock them into the air with a heavy attack and then pin them to something using the Leviathan axe. Poison.
Fighting some hell!
Where was my resurrection stone? And I literally just got to full health. How the heck did I get down so quickly?
Tell There! Only two left!
Hey, come on. What happened to post-hit invincibility? My controller is glowing red. It's been a while since that's happened. Huh. Thought that meant that it was low on battery. I guess not. Maybe it just means that I died. Okay, so I obviously can't beat this without the axe.
I'm coming to you! Let's go! Enemy down!
Give me a health stone, boy.
Don't look too good! Ready?
He is healing. Good work, boy.
There's nothing but poison in this one, and a stupid bird statue.
And useful resources. The main reason we are here, boy. However, many of these chests have been emptied.
Probably by the Reavers. I hope they didn't take Cinder's whetstone.
Bird statue. Don't know how that works, but it does. This will probably be the last one.
I have a good feeling about this next one. Maybe we'll even find the whetstone.
Remember what I told you about expectations, boy.
Keep them low. I remember. Still, good feeling.
Oh, great. Now there's two of them. An elk. A bird, an elk, and what was the one from the first room? Shit if I can remember. At this point, the whetstone is going to be the only thing that's left in this cave.
Here we go!
I was ready for them this time.
I saw.
So I should keep my expectations low, but always expect an attack?
It is a delicate balance. Expect the worst, assume nothing, and always anticipate an attack.
Sure is a lot to remember.
It becomes second nature eventually. But these are good lessons to teach, especially when the kid hits high school age. Expect the worst, assume nothing, and always expect an attack. Wolves. Come here, Pooch.
Watch out!
Look out behind you!
You don't look too good. Behind you,
Back talk.
Still no whetstone. And only one room left. I know I shouldn't hope, but do you think we'll find it there?
No.
Kratos, the point of the last game was you learning about hope. Hope is the reason why this world survived. This one's a boar. Is it just me, or is the brightness in this game a little too bright in some places? Wonder if I should tweak that. I have really got to get to a stopping point at some point.
Huh?
This is gonna be the toughest room yet, I can feel it. Oh, this is pretty. Boy, be careful. Not seeing any glowing green birds, but then again, sometimes I don't always see them. That's where we came in.
So, you back to piss on my corpse, you ungrateful little... who are you two?
The spirit. Yeah, I'll be with you in a second, mate. First, I'm gonna loot your stuff. Is this another summon? Because I gotta say, the elk isn't really working for me. Wrath of the Frost Ancient. This is a light runic attack. Oh, yes. I've been waiting for this. I think this is the one that I'm going to stick with, because so far in this game, Kratos, the Leviathan Axe, hasn't really had that much in terms of ice power, nor has Kratos gotten a proper magic spell. This is where that changes. I have a feeling that this is the one that I'm going to be upgrading.
You're back. Well, what do you lot want?
We're looking for a whetstone. Have you seen it?
Aye, there was one in this room. My son sharpened his dagger on it, right before stabbing me in the back.
What?
Little bastard thought it was his turn to lead my crew. I was hard on him, sure. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. I did the same thing to my dad when I was his age.
He killed his own father?
It happens.
Where is he now?
Ha! He may be a bastard, but he's my bastard. You'll get no help from me, fool.
Then his dagger will help.
Hey! That's mine! Hey!
Come, boy. We are leaving.
Choke on it!
An ogre. 2. Okay, boy. Alright. That elk isn't going to do us any good here. Release the dogs. And you know what? Nope. Maybe we haven't waited long enough. Or maybe we have. Best moves. Atreus! Get on your feet. Oh no, not nightmares. Oh. Is there any more? Get ready, boy. Alright, we're going for a ride. Ugh.
Enemy down!
This thing is not friendly. How's that? Some fun, huh?
How was that?
Better.
Oh, come on, Kratos. Without the kid, we would have been toast. Whoa! 32-39. Wish I could get a number that big in a single paycheck. Hey, asshole.
For a pair of pasty feefools, you sure can't fight. I'll give you that.
You know, the last person who called me pasty is the guy who created me. He ended up with a knife in his belly. And he screeched like a harpy. If you guys, anybody in the comment section recognizes that bit of trivia, please comment on it. Please. I honestly don't know what I can do to get you guys more engaged with my content. Well, we didn't find the whetstone, which works out for my plans. But what should we do now? Skills. Well... Oh man, I've been neglecting the boy. I am not a neglectful parent. Massively increases arrow and melee damage. But this requires the previous skill. Okay, let's power him up. Firing rate. Only the best for my boy. But I think he's gonna have to sleep on these. Shock duration increase. Shock conduit. Oh man, these would have come in handy. Why didn't I? Because I don't do RPGs, you know? I don't think about these things when I'm playing. Light. In the spirit of light. Alright, that's gonna have to do for now, kid. Or, maybe not. One more. Well, stuff like that might come in handy, but we basically got gypped with no whetstone. Now what do we do? I guess maybe we head back to the lake, figure out our next move. And now all the rooms are unlocked to us. I had hoped that it would turn out this way, because now looks like the only way we're going to find that whetstone is to go to Fafnir himself. And that's what I wanted. %completion. Mystic gateways, shops found. Odin's ravens killed. There's 4 out of 5, which means a missing one. Am I gonna go back and check all the rooms? Don't go. We're not leaving yet, boy. Ah, my favorite room. Don't see the point. Don't imagine a raven would be in here. Let's go, boy. Hope that you were standing close behind me and not in the poison. I mean, it's ironic because I literally said I don't always see them. I mean, maybe I got too cocky when I basically said that I thought these things would be harder to find. Because for a while there, it felt like the game was just lining them up for me. Of course, the one that I'm looking for could be on the outside. This is the place where we fought the wolves. I don't think I gave a proper enough check here. But like I said, that's blinding. If something is there, there's no way I could see it. Hey. That crow is irritating me. I think that this is the one with the water, where we fought the ogres. Frog. Well, I don't hear any birds. Maybe I've wasted enough time here. Let's go, boy.
What are you looking at? Be gone with you, or I'll rip your legs off from beyond the grave, you dirty bastards!
You know, I would pay good hack silver to see you try. Mainly because I really want to see what happens to you after you fail. Let's go, boy. We've done all the damage that we can around here. And what can I say? It's a lot of damage. I really want to get back on track. So which one of these is the way out? Probably the only one that doesn't...
Why would his son betray him like that? Kill his own father? Over some treasure? It seems so greedy.
Remember what I told you, boy. Assume nothing.
Well, sure. He didn't seem like a great father, but...
You only know half the story.
Guess.
And... I really wonder what these conversations are going to be like once the kid finds out. Oh, holy shit! Hostile? Is this an elemental? He seems to be following me. There's no music. Is he going to attack? Hello? I have a feeling that it's optional if we attack him. I kind of don't want to, considering that I want to see what this guy does. But he looks like he's just meandering about. It looks like he can't hurt Kratos, so if I attack him, is he going to... I mean, seriously, that freaked me the crap out when I suddenly saw something like that coming right towards us. It's like, I was not expecting anything like this. Yep. He's the forest ancient. Teach you to light me on fire. I mean, I know that I picked this fight, but...
Have you considered a tactical retreat? So that's it then?
Okay, let's try that again. Because now I know what I'm doing, and now I know what I'm dealing with. I mean, he just comes out of the woods. And he was moving a whole lot faster the first time. Unleash the dogs.
You okay, brother?
Take that, brother! Look out behind you!
Gonna be all right. Fire, left flank.
Come on, start shooting the smaller ones.
Found a healing stone! Fire! Incoming!
I get you down, friend. You're not getting back up.
Father, you're hurt! Liosa! I'm ready!
Enemies down.
I'm getting too old for this. Rare enchantment. Increases resistance to poison. 50%. Stacks up to 85. Is this its heart? Yep, that's 2 ancient hearts. That was incredible. Like, I had no idea that an ancient was just gonna show up wandering around in the woods. And what's even weirder is the fact that I could have literally avoided all of that had I just left him alone. It's like, he's just wandering around minding his own business. I'm pretty sure that there's a health stone somewhere in here. Not good. Ah. Okay, now we go. We've wasted enough time here already, and this episode is going long enough. God damn it, it's already past 11. I have a feeling that the dwarf isn't going to be happy. But then again, he doesn't seem like the type that actually can get happy. Would love to know how he got the hack silver out of those, considering that he can't reach them.
Well, what did you think of Fafnir's storeroom?
We found no whetstone. This dagger belongs to the Reaver who took it.
They took most of the good stuff.
Oh? Well, here, take this, in exchange for the dagger.
Talisman of Betrayal. Activate.
The dagger you brought me is quite interesting. An artless design, but the construction is sound. Where in the temple did you find this?
In a Reaver's back.
Ugh. Oh!
He mentioned he was part of a larger clan. Maybe they took the whetstone?
Quite possibly. I know I've seen this design before.
Activate while aiming to slow down time. Ranged attacks in this mode are more powerful. What talisman do I have? The Amulet of Kvasir. Last second dodge activates Realm Shift, temporarily slowing down time. Yeah, I used that a few times, but I have a feeling that this one will actually... Wow, that sinks my vitality down to basically nothing. But I don't even know what most of these things do. I mean, I know what they do, but I don't know about what those stats on the side is. I don't know what vitality means, and I have no idea how to increase it. Oh, show descriptions. Alright. Increases damage for all standard. Increases both runic attack and elemental damage. Reduces all damage taken. Fairly explanatory. Increase maximum health and decrease the severity of his reactions from enemy attacks. No, so it's basically stun. Luck. Increases perk activation chance. Cooldown. I might as well try it. That's the favor completed, but we didn't find the whetstone. Holy shit. But we basically doubled the hack silver that we basically got.
I'm feeling creative today. And what can I do for you?
I need hardened steel. And a whole lot of hack silver.
Something else for you, then?
Almost. Dust of Realms. Doesn't do anything for my vitality, though. But what would the upgrade do? I don't know.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
Well, that was an adventure. Target sighted. And that makes 5. I'm sure of it. Let's see. Goals. Labors. Hearts of Stone. Favors. Yep, so Fafnir's Horde. Yep, that was the 5th one. Well, this is certainly going to come in handy because now I can check how many there actually are in each area. Shores of the Nine. Or maybe not. Odin's ravens killed 2 of 6. The River Pass, 2 of 6. Well, let's get into the boat. We've got at least one more spirit to find. You boys don't want to ask a story? I really hope that his big scaly butt isn't blocking us. What is that blue thing that's glowing up there? Because I don't remember that.
Where to next?
On. Get in a better position, boy. Would you mind coming this way, please? Can I nudge you over here? Just trying to get you into position. Right, now back up a bit. Okay, good. Don't... We can't hit it from here. Mainly because my kid's an idiot. Or, maybe that's not a light crystal at all. It's one of those secret encounters. Well, I guess we'll just have to find another way up there.
the world Serpent even knows part of his body's lying over here?
Do you lose track of your legs? Do you expect that you'll lose track of them if you grow too big? I'm legitimately surprised that Kratos doesn't answer like that. These are his scales, and we find scales that are easy for us to pick up. Well, this is a boat dock for this particular gate. Target sighted. But I can't shoot while I'm in the boat. Weird game design. It's not like Kratos can just put the ore down for a second and take out his axe.
I've never seen a waterfall so big.
Boy, did I ever...
Should we dock on this beach?
Boy, did I ever tell you about a place called Atlantis? Stone Falls. Yeah, but Stone Falls where?
Boy,
Another map. Bet we'll find something useful here.
There's some big gates. Clever. This looks like a battle arena if I ever saw it.
Right behind you! Watch
Ah, great. Or these worm things. Okay.
Enemy down!
Cursed Tazzleworm. This Tazzleworm doesn't have the poisonous barb, but it does have a sac in its throat that lets it barf poison at us. I know it's really gross. Poison's deadly to the touch. So even if we dodge the attack, we still need to be careful not to step in it. Oops. Didn't realize that was one that changes. So, instead of getting health or a very minimum amount of XP, I got Rage, which I'm already maxed out on.
Ah, more of those. Good.
Fiesta!
How come I'm not getting a hint on how to open these? Ah. But I just saw... Saw a bird fly overhead. There's a spirit over there. Let's go say hi. And maybe this is how we solve the puzzle.
Come and face me, God of Thunder!
You have a grudge with Thor? Yeah, what'd the God of Thunder do to you? With me, he destroyed the country that I grew up in, and the only home I've ever truly known.
Your challenges mean nothing to the gods, Spirit. They do not listen.
Do not mock my pursuit of vengeance. Though my family devoted their lives to worshipping Thor, I've devoted mine to his downfall. And I will start with that statue looming over my father's grave.
Unlikely. You are dead.
Is there something we can do?
For a reward, of course.
If you bring down the statue, you have my blessing to loot my father's grave. He rests on an island to the east.
Destroy the statue of...
Why do you hate Thor so much?
After my father passed, my mother built the statue to watch over his grave. Imagine our surprise when the God of Thunder himself came to offer condolences. At first we were thrilled, but he quickly took advantage of our hospitality. My mother begged him to leave, and Thor, in his drunken rage, killed her. I was left with nothing but grief. Eventually I lost that as well, and found only rage in its place.
I'm so sorry.
That's legitimately awful.
Come, boy. We have a statue to destroy.
You hear that? Kratos, we have a statue to destroy. Kratos sympathizes with this guy. He's actually gonna... Yep. Okay, good. It's gonna stay open.
My father's grave lies on an island to the east. Do not mistake my mother's statue of Thor with that monstrous eyesore to the south.
So that's not the statue that she made? Yep. Because that statue is over here. His father, his grave, is to the east, so it's somewhere that way.
That's it.
That opened up the seaway for us. But man, I kind of feel bad that you gave me that clue, because I was expecting Jormungandr to do the job for us. Don't confuse it with that eyesore to the south. Looks like we're gonna have to come back here when Jormungandr drains this section. Hopefully, that means that we'll be able to use that crystal to first break this, and then break that. I don't like to hear the squawking of birds I can't see. Ancient chest. Rare talisman. The golden talisman of protection. Activate immediately after being hit to recover faster. Also has a passive effect that increases the timing window on parries. Greatly increases defense while blocking. Well, it increases defense, decreases cooldown, gives me strength, but does nothing for my vitality. I haven't tested the betrayal one yet, so let's give it time. We have a statue to destroy. So this is a vengeful spirit, and that's why he's orange.
I cannot rest while my mother's murderer stands above my father's grave.
Ragnarok. Ragnarok.
That spirit.
The one whose mom was killed by Thor? What about him?
Let his story be a reminder. The lives of men mean nothing to the gods.
I know, Father.
You know. But do you listen?
Yes.
Good.
Linkzilla Pass. Is that the final brazier? Brazier?
You want a beach here?
No. Brock?
Here. Boy.
Yes, sir. Veithergard. Southern outposts of the Dwarven King. Dwarven King? Have you ever heard of a Dwarven King?
No.
I'd heard rumours of a powerful dwarf ruling over some poor sods not far from here. Not that you asked me.
I knew a dwarf king once. He was one of the bravest dwarves I had ever known. His family ruled a kingdom underneath a mountain. And he was my friend.
I need that alchemist for something I'm stewing up for you. If in your smarts, you'll find him.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
Oh, almost forgot. Brock, this is our new friend Mimir.
We've met.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
He knows why. I know why. You know why.
Quiet. No more of this.
Know what? Sorry I brought it up.
I give you permission to loot my father's grave.
Watch your left! Look out, behind you!
You're getting better.
That's the last of them.
Where the heck are we, anyway? Why isn't the Bifrost powering up? Is it because we weren't supposed to have the Bifrost when we came here? Oh. Forgot that these are... I just opened one of those over there. Why do I have a feeling that Jack's about to pop out of this box? I guess not. It's oddly quiet. There's bird song, but it's in the distance.
What happened to these people?
Follow the clues.
Okay. Well, scorch marks. They're all grouped together. So maybe they were hiding from some kind of fire breather. But they died anyways.
Look here.
Sir. Curse the Dwarf King, bane of mankind. Sounds like he wasn't a very good king. I wonder why they hated him so much.
They are dead now. Does it matter?
No, I'm just curious.
Curiosity is dangerous.
Dangerous boy. An unbreakable chain. Ossir has escaped the binds yet again. Instead of flying off this time, he seeks revenge on his captors and is determined to turn Lothorgard to ash. We seek to shelter in the outlying caves where we found sanctuary in the past. Our king assures us his next chain will be unbreakable. If anyone can build the unbreakable chain, it's Motsungnir, architect of the great stronghold of Komangard, leader of the glorious new age. Hail the Dwarf King, protector of man. These people seem a little friendlier for all the good it did them. So that's why they hate this king, huh? Apparently they've got this dragon, and the king created a chain to keep it imprisoned, but the thing broke the chain despite it being unbreakable.
This boy, stay focused. Can you read it?
Yes, sir. Vedadalder. It means hunting death. Great.
Bad options. Does this mean someone died during a hunt? Or they were literally hunting death? Sounds rough either way. I guess that means that they're hunting me. I see a shadow, but I can't spot the bird. Well, if it is flying, then it's flying set to a path. So all I have to do is keep my eyes on the sky. Is that it all the way up there? And it's at an angle that I can't even see. And I can't even tell if it is one or if it isn't one. It is one. See, against the green backdrop, a blue backdrop, the green color has nowhere to hide. How the heck am I supposed to get one all the way up there? What am I supposed to do? Fly?
Father, look up there. Wow.
Got a boat.
How do you even begin to build statues this big?
Dwarves are resourceful creatures. Annoying, but resourceful.
I guess they must have been pretty important dwarves.
Joggers over there. Is that the statue? He's holding a hammer.
Well, here it is. It's gotta have a weak point. Somewhere.
Everything does, boy. Everything does. Honestly, I should let the bird live until after the statue comes down. I want Odin to see this. How are you still alive? I mean, he was getting up with the axe still embedded in him. Oh.
Our enemies are strong.
We need to be stronger. statue is made of jade? Not gonna lie, instead of invoking Thor, it looks more like Doctor Doom. One of 3. Guard.
His father's grave. Find anything good?
Perhaps.
Father, we're going to bring down that statue, right?
Legendary Axe Pommel. Grip of Tanioist. Low perk activation. Chance to strike with an explosion of lightning that inflicts shock damage to all nearby enemies on any successful axe hit. I mean, I didn't mean to take this before taking down the statue. Fist of Thor. I gotta try this. I saw some chains on the statue's back. That's a place to start. Come, boy. We have a statue to destroy.
There he goes! How's he planning on doing this himself?
With extreme difficulty. I wonder if we'll get to be able to see him get to rest, or if we have to go back to talk to him.
He looks about ready to topple over.
Fat Boy is putting up a good fight. You know, it's a good thing you're not a big fat guy, or this would be really difficult. Where? We need to find another weak spot. Get in the boat. I really hope I didn't screw anything up. Get out of the rock, Kratos.
We can beach over here.
Not looking for a place to beach. Looking for an angle to attack. This. It's almost midnight. You know, at this point, Kratos should literally just go up there and push the thing over himself. I am really hoping that I didn't basically break anything by looting the grave first. I'm irritated. Unbelievable. Ugh. How far back do I have to go? Okay.
How even begin to build statues
with
this
extreme difficulty.
Dwarves are resourceful creatures. Annoying, but resourceful.
I guess they must have been pretty important dwarves. You want a beach here? Well, here it is. It's gotta have a weak point. Somewhere.
Adequate.
Planning on doing this himself.
There was one by his hand. Thor, when we meet in Ragnarok. Hammer falls. I said the hammer falls.
It looks about ready to topple over.
Boy, shut up. I'm sorry. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at me.
Take that, Thor. He wasn't so tough.
Gods do not fall this easily, boy.
I know. I was just joking.
Nor are they a joking matter.
Sorry.
Alright.
His father's grave. Find anything good?
Perhaps.
I can't find the final spirit that's supposed to upgrade that other one. So...
Father, why did the gods cause so much trouble for us?
Because that is their nature.
But with all that power, you would think at least some of them would try to make life better for people.
And yet, the gods continue to spread misery. This is life, boy.
Face it, boy. When you and your family are immortal, you realize you can basically get away with everything, so you become incredibly self-interested. What is it? Well, found some gold. There's another one. Or is that just a regular bird? I think it's a regular bird.
beach the boat here.
Should we? There's something big and glowy up there. No. We gotta return to Thor's disciple and finally put him to rest. Is there another way around? How much you want to bet that if I had kept going, I would have found one of those warp gate things?
You scare up that alchemist what needed finding?
I guess Kratos has lived in Midgard long enough to basically be aware of dwarves and be annoyed with them. It kinda is... It's kinda defeating the whole stranger in a strange land vibe that this game's supposed to be giving us. Yep.
You there? Have you destroyed the statue? The statue stands no longer, Spirit.
Then my bond to this realm is severed, and I am off to find the real God of Thunder. He will know retribution. My deepest gratitude.
Off he goes. Brave guy. Want to look for Thor on his own.
He is a fool.
What did the spirit leave us?
An offering to one of the gods.
Can we use it?
No, but perhaps the dwarves can.
No. A new labor. Craft Tyr's armor. Mother always said that Tyr was among the most beloved of the gods. Mortals would sail from all over the world to visit his temple, bring him offerings. It seems as if the spirit we've met in the Lake of Nine were among those who worshipped the god of law and heroism. These offerings are really nice. I bet Brock or his brother could turn them into something useful, like armor. Right. So, this is honestly where I should leave it, but I think that I'm going to save here. I'm going to save manually here, and then I'm going to basically, like, explore on the lake a little bit more, see if I can come across the final shore that has the final lake spirit. Although I don't know why it would be all the way over here, considering that the other three were so close together. Yep, the fish are definitely jumping from the lake. Oh, great. Ice.
This is where the tower to Jotunheim should be. Feels strange somehow.
No doubt some arcane magics were involved. I would be not at all surprised to learn you were sensitive to that.
Walunder Chasm. Yep, we're definitely not going to find what we're looking for in there. Hey, we're icebreakers. More rune stuff. Cliffs of the Raven. And look! The final brazier. I found it. I guess they don't consider these guys targets anymore. Wonder what caused them to turn to stone. What the hell? Wonder what killed him. You got anything to say about this?
I think this is the last one. Might as well, right?
Fine.
Kratos, deep down, this makes you feel good. I know that there's a good man inside you, Ghost of Sparta. I wonder if this thing drowned like the rest, and it's the water preserved his body. But then, what made that?
Boy, over here.
Kvekia.
Be ready!
Holy crap, it stopped him from going underground. Oh no, not another one of these guys. Chill out. We brought the frost and the thunder.
Another spirit who wants something from us. How unexpected.
Kratos, they're literally only asking for moments of your time, and you literally don't need to physically give them anything. Is that another boat? Nope, just hack silver. Can't believe I completed this quest.
What's wrong?
I came to this lake with a group of tradesmen, seeking refuge from the desolation. But how could we know it was even worse at the Lake of Nine?
We cannot undo your mistakes, Spirit.
I know that. But I fear for my captain and crew. I believe they are still under the water. Will you find them for me?
Is there anything you can offer us in return?
I have little to offer.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure.
Wait! I died wearing a valuable family heirloom. It's yours, if you promise to find my crew.
Deal.
Thank you.
And we got the final piece.
You are learning.
Mystic Remnant of a Law.
Why didn't you or Mom ever tell me about the desolation?
I won't speak for your mother, but it was never my concern. Nor should it be yours.
Doesn't it concern us if everything around us is dying?
Our only concern is reaching Jotunheim.
Really? Then why are we exploring all these islands?
The resources we find improve our equipment. If we stray from the path, it is only to prepare ourselves for the journey ahead.
I can live with that if it means we keep exploring. And helping others.
Well, I'm glad that basically I was able to do that. But it seems like that guy has sent us on a new favor, so looks like our business with him is not truly done yet. I saw a shadow. By the way, boy, over here. Good boy. Hey, that chain came down too. Symbol of menace. Wait, that chain didn't come down. That chain was always down, but I can't reach it from down there. How do we get the chain over there down? Probably need that runic thing. Is this another spoil of war?
One more for the collection.
Yep. Or abandoned ship, whatever they're called. It's past midnight where I am, and I've got work in the morning, but I don't want to stop playing. For a second there, I thought that was Jormungandr's head. Well, anyways, I think target sighted. Alright, this is your hold my beer moment, Kratos. Oh, yeah. That is all the time that we have for this video, even though it's basically gone on for like 3 hours. What can I say? I lost track of time and I was having fun. So, thank you guys so much for watching, if you've actually made it this far. If you like it, leave a comment down in the comment section, like, share it with your friends. Keep up to date with more God of War coming at you in the future. Smash the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.